Driven in the air, deep left center. Davis on the track. He can only watch it go. Kris Bryant with number 26, a new Cubs single-season rookie record. This should do it. Baez to Rizzo. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner. What a night last night. It was all about Jake and Chris. Jake Arrieta would win number 20. Kris Bryant now just a couple of RBIs away from 100 here in this fantastic rookie season. And the Cubs go for the sweep tonight as they take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Final game of this 3-game set. Great to have you with us. Another gorgeous night. Wind blowing in. Jim DeShays and Len Kasper. And let's just recap what was a wonderful night here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, just another stellar performance by Jake Arrieta. Is becoming a habit now. He goes out there and just pitches shutdown baseball. It has been beautiful to watch. And we take a look at some factoids. Jake Arrieta became the first Cub pitcher since 2001. That would be John Lieber to win 20 games in the season. Kris Bryant, a little bit overshadowed by Jake Arrieta, but he has been outstanding the last couple of months. Rookie record, now franchise rookie record with 26 home runs. He has put a lock on that NL Rookie of the Year award. And that's what happens when teams have big years. Individuals, obviously, do big things. All
right, Cubs' magic number to clinch a spot down to 3. They're 2 back of the Pirates. They'd love to win tonight going into that big weekend series against Pittsburgh. Zach Davies, Kyle Hendricks. Cubs hosting Milwaukee next.
By your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T U-verse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIG-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
And last of all, I want to thank baseball. It has given me more than I could ever hope for. And I hope that when I'm through with this game, I will put something back. Thank you very much.
We lost one of the all-time greats, an icon in this game, Yogi Berra, passing away at age 90. It was the 69th anniversary of his debut in the major leagues. Served in the Navy during World War II. Caught Don Larsen's perfect game in the '56 World Series. 10 World Series championships. 19 seasons with, or 18 rather, with the Yankees. He went to the World Series 14 times. He was a great player and a wonderful guy, and all those Yogi-isms will certainly live on forever. Yogi Berra passing away today.
He was my first manager when I was called up with the Yankees, and then later on was a coach on the staff down in Houston, and a wonderful guy, and obviously a tremendous career. He will be sorely missed.
So Kyle Hendricks will take the ball, and by the way, did have a moment of silence here at the ballpark for Yogi just before the national anthem. Now the Brewers Southwest starting lineup. Scooter Gennett will lead it off. Schaefer, Lind, Davis, 2 through 4, as we've seen throughout this series. Santana, Segura, Luis Sardinas playing third, his only start of the set. Martin Maldonado catching and hitting 8th. And the pitcher, rookie, Zach Davies, batting 9th.
Set the Cubs defensively for you. Kyle Schwarber left, Dexter Fowler center. Soler gets his second start since coming off the DL. He's out in right. Bryant and Russell on the left side of the infield. Start number 5 at second base for Javi Baez. Big Riz at first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. And Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Kyle Hendricks. He brings a record of 7-6 and an ERA of 4.22 to the mound. This is his 30th start.
And away we go. A strike on Gennett, who has 2 game-opening hits in the series, including a double off Jake Arrieta last night. He was stranded at third. This time he will not reach as Hendricks with a short flip to Rizzo. Paul Nauert gets home plate. Dana Demuth, the crew chief, is at first. Mike Estabrook at second, and Toby Basner is at third. 67 degrees. Wind out of the northeast at 11. Logan Schaefer. Yogi's wife once asked him where he wanted to be buried, and he said, "I don't know. Why don't you surprise me?"
Well, that's the thing. Yogi famous for all those malaprops, but his baseball IQ is off the charts. You heard it from Craig Biggio in his Hall of Fame speech. He said Yogi Berra was the smartest baseball man he'd ever been around.
Sadly, his wife Carmen passed away last year.
Yeah, they've been together obviously a long time, and when she passed with Yogi's advanced age, it made you wonder how long he would hang on.
1-2 to Schaefer, and that pulled into the right field corner, foul as he bangs it off the sidewall. Yeah, so he played for him for not very long, but what stood out about that?
I got to know him better when he was on the staff down in Houston. He was the coach for Hal Lanier and later on Art Howe. He just had this kind of way about going. Everything was kind of relaxed and rarely got mad. Didn't have a whole lot to say, but when he did, you paid attention. Fun guy. He didn't say, as he said, I don't think I said all those things they say I said, or however he put it. And that's true, but I was there for one of them. It was Dave Smith and Charlie Kerfeld and Larry Anderson after we clinched in '86, and they all were wearing these conehead masks. And Yogi said, them three make quite a pair.
Swing and a miss by Schaefer. Yeah, one of the books he published, I really didn't say everything I said. Here's Joe Madden on Yogi.
I remember one time my dad used to laugh at the fact that I guess he had a convertible and that he put the top down so the air conditioning would work better. We've all lost him. I mean, this guy, not many people are recognized by one name only. And he was special. He is special. All the stuff that you've read about that he says. And so you just sit there and he'll throw something out at you, and you just feel very fortunate. But we're going to miss him.
2 outs and a strike on Adam Lind, and he hits that one hard, but right behind second, it's Addison Russell to take care of it. And the Brewers go down 1-2-3 with the Cubs coming up. If tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Now a check on the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. They are leading the majors in runs over their last 22 games since August 31st, averaging 5.5 per game. Fowler, Schwarber, Bryant at the top. Rizzo, Soler, Montero occupy the middle. Baez, Russell, and the pitcher is going to hit ninth tonight. That's Kyle Hendricks.
Brewers have had some issues in the outfield in this series. It's Davis, Schaefer, Santana out there tonight.
Zach Davies, 6 feet, 160 pounds. He's not the bat boy.
We need to get he and Carl Edwards together. Rail thin 22-year-old right-hander making his 5th big league start.
Got him from Baltimore on the final day of July in the Gerardo Parra deal.
His approach is similar to Kyle Hendricks. Sinker, real good changeup, not a hard thrower. Sit right around 88, 89 miles an hour with the fastball.
Born in Puyallup, Washington. Went to Mesquite High School in Gilbert, Arizona. 26th round pick of the Orioles in 2011. And as Fowler fouls.
John Lester territory.
Yep.
Puyallup, Washington.
And one bounce to Jeanette.
Good read there by Jeanette. He was on the move early, pretty well struck, but gobbled up by Jeanette for out number 1. If Davies, excuse me, is on his game, there'll be a lot of ground ball outs.
There's Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 3 last night. Trying to get back out of the 240s, where he's been for a few days. Comes in at 248 tonight. Over but low for ball 1. Cubs are off tomorrow, and then the Pirates come in for the weekend.
Yogi would say, I'm not in a slump, I'm just not hitting. And Schwarber through this downturn has still been productive. He's put the ball out of the ballpark a little bit. He's taking his walks.
Did you see that ball hit him off the top of the backstop? Came right back and hit him in the chest. He can't get out of the way this week. See Joe just shaking his head. He fell down on the home run in Philadelphia, tripped over the bullpen mound as he bounces back to Davies. Got toppled over on a foul ball last night. And he did this one to himself.
Gotta feel like a marked man. Like, what is going on here?
I was worried last night. All we saw were the bottoms of his feet in the dugout. And if he tried to get out of the way of that foul ball, he was fine.
Yeah, it's a bit of a precarious situation in the dugout when those guys pop those stools up there behind the railing. Not a whole lot of wiggle room there, and he went down. Rossi almost went down.
1-2 on Bryant. 26 home runs. That's the new Cubs rookie mark. He also leads all major league rookies. He is pacing the field in homers, RBIs, on base percentage, slugging, and doubles.
Yeah, it was a tight race for a while, but the last couple of months he has just taken off. And he's going to win that Rookie of the Year award by a wide margin.
So they're working him down and away. Now they're going to try to go down and in. And Chris bounces it foul. Looking to become the first National League rookie to drive in 100 since Ryan Zimmerman knocked home 110 2006. 2 RBIs away from triple digits. Young right-hander coming back, and that ball up the middle might have glanced off of Davies, and Jeanette makes the play as they were shifting against Bryant. No base runners through 1.
Xfinity high. Talk about high speed. This is BB the Cheetah, who can run upwards of 100 meters in 6 seconds. And Joe Madden bringing her out this afternoon before the game, of course, to continue the zoo day at Wrigley, and the players having a blast with this pretty cat. I think it was Dexter Fowler taking a selfie and saying, "I wonder who runs faster." But all part of Joe's way of keeping guys loose and relaxed this time of year, guys. BB the Cheetah was very calm out here, and boy, was she something else.
I think only 2 years old.
Yes.
Does that sound right, Kelly?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. Very impressive. Beautiful, beautiful animal. And as Chris Davis fouls, 2 strikes.
Dexter's fast, but I'm putting my money on the Cheetah.
Joe keeping it light. No BP today on the field for the home team. Note on the board in the clubhouse, be dressed by 5:30. Less is more, especially here in September. That's great. On the ground, Russell's got it. A good throw to Rizzo on the bag. Kyle perfect against Milwaukee so far in his career, with an ERA of about 1 in 4 starts, as he faces Domingo Santana. No Ryan Braun so far this week, and I would not expect to see him at all tonight with the back issue. A strike call.
Yeah, if he can get that pitch called from Paul Noward, it's going to be a tough day for the hitters on both sides.
Missed outside. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, 4 starts lifetime for Kyle against the Brewers. 3-0 with that low ERA. 2 starts this year. 1 back in May. Went 5 1/3 scoreless. And then on August 1st, 7 innings of 4-hit 1-run ball for Kyle against the Brewers. Hey.
2-2. I got a question for you.
Ready?
Okay, so 1986, your rookie season, 12-5 and 26 starts with the Astros. What was it like right around this time of the year? And today's the 29th anniversary of you striking out first 8 Dodgers, swing and a miss for strike 3. But knowing your team was nearing a possible postseason run, and wondering about what your place on that postseason roster was. What was that time like, and what could it be like for a guy like Kyle Hendricks?
Yeah, well, it was just high energy. You know, you couldn't wait to get to the ballpark because we were having so much fun. When you're in a place like the Cubs are right now, and you're getting ready to clinch a postseason appearance. Well, we're going to talk about it next inning.
Yeah, we'll continue our conversation as Hendricks making quick work of this Milwaukee offense. Inning and a half in, 0-0. A nominee and honored before the ball game. See the Cubs owners Laura Ricketts on the field as well. And Anthony made one of many visits to Lurie's Children's Hospital earlier today. Just trying to brighten up the day of a lot of kids going through a very difficult time health-wise. As we said, he goes there all the time. Having been through it, he certainly understands how big a deal it is to get a visit from somebody like him. Nice work.
Roberto Clemente Award has been given out since 1971. It was originally called the Commissioner's Award and then renamed the Clemente Award in '73. To the player who best exemplifies the game of baseball, sportsmanship, and community involvement, and the individual's contribution to his team. Jimmy Rollins, Paul Konerko, winners last year. Was given to one in each league for the first time.
It was a 1-1.
But to pick up where we left off,
yes.
just these guys are coming to the ballpark every day. You know, like Joe pushed it back today, dressed at 5:30 because he. But you know, guys are chomping at the bit to get here. You want to be in the clubhouse. You want to be around your teammates.
Still have not seen a ball reach the outfield as Rizzo grounds out.
And as to Kyle Hendricks and you know, as he contemplates his future with his team in the postseason and his involvement, probably not thinking that much about it. You're just kind of wrapped up in your very next start. It's different now too with all the layers, with the play-in game, the division series, the LCS, and then the World Series, and the roster can fluctuate between each of those rounds. Back in the day, we just had the LCS and the World Series.
Yep.
And we liked it.
One 1-0 on Jorge Soler. 2 homers since coming back from his DL stint. He grounds one towards center, and it's through. Somebody has found the outfield. That's a base hit.
Davies continues to get ground balls. This time Soler hit it hard and beyond the reach of Gene Segura. You know, Soler 2 trips to the DL this year, and he was swinging it pretty well last time when he got hurt. He was showing signs of really starting to turn things in the right direction. I'm not sure how many chances he's going to get, you know, between now and the end of the year, but he's an intriguing guy.
At the very least, just the idea of a power bat off your bench is particularly intriguing. Strike on Miguel Montero.
Well, here's the interesting thing about this game. So you got the Cubs, they're closing in on a playoff berth. You got the Brewers who are playing out the string. It's September. We're into the final days of the season. All kinds of extra players here with expanded rosters. Even with that, the Cubs have the younger team on the field here tonight. So the Cubs with so much to play for. Joe's got 5 rookies in the starting lineup tonight. The average age of the Cubs starting lineup tonight is 24.7.
That's good stuff.
Brewers are 26. And, you know, normally this time of year, the teams out of contention are calling up all their kids and running them out there.
And they've got a young manager, Craig Counsell. Their starting pitcher tonight, Davies. He's only 22. There's a 1-2, and he gets him. Is that the change?
That's the change. Talking with Joe before the game, he told us that he was contemplating a right-handed heavy or an all right-handed hitting lineup because of this changeup. You know, guys with real good changeups tend to be reverse split type guys. Right-handers with a good changeup, a lot of times better against lefties than righties because he doesn't have a put-away breaking ball that moves away from the right-handed hitters.
Well, you gave us all the math on the age of these 2 lineups. But the youngest looking person in the ballpark, and I'm talking fans, players, anybody, is the guy on the mound. Zach Davies looks like he's about 8.
Kind of when Tim Lincecum first came to the big leagues. He was always having to flash his ID to the security people. No, I'm a player. I really am.
In the dirt. Well, the Orioles liked him. Not a high draft pick, 26th round, and he had committed to Arizona State. They offered him $575,000 to pry him away from his commitment, and he did sign. Throw over, Soler back. 20th game for Baez since his call-up. 66th major league start. Dating back to last year's. Playing second tonight. Russell at short. Castro available off the bench. Foul tip. And it's 1-2. Huge hole on the right side, but he's not looking to just roll one through there. We're here with 2 outs and a man on. He's trying to hit one in the seats. Low and in. And the Cubs have outscored the Toronto Blue Jays even. Since August 31st, 125 runs over their last 22 games. 5.6 per contest. Number 1 in the majors. On the ground, backhanded play. Segura, long throw. Out at first.
Man, I'm not sure about that.
Call made by Dana DeMuth, and Brandon Hyde wants Joe and the video guys to take another look. See if this inning will continue.
Dana took a little while before making the call. I'm not sure he was sure about it, but you got to call something. It was very close. Segura's got a very strong arm. Safe.
We'll take a look. Yeah, it was not a very emphatic call, was it?
He's like, he waited a couple of beats and said, well, that's the beauty of it for umpires with the review. You know, they can miss a call and feel pretty confident that at the end of the day, ultimately the right call will be made.
Foresight technology replay review. Should be an easy overturn, and it is.
Yeah, so for our game that we're going to come up with this winner, our you make the call game, that would be like a 2-pointer to get that one right. That'd be an easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So infield hit for Baez. 2 on for Addison Russell.
As a matter of fact, if you said call stands, you would lose your next turn.
Okay. Is somebody at home making notes? We devise our you make the call game. 1 strike on Addison Russell. 4th consecutive start for him in which he has not batted 9th. I guess the training wheels are off, so to speak. Joe doesn't believe he needs that protection, hitting behind the pitcher instead of ahead of him. He prefers to give Javier Baez a little more protection, so he hits ahead of Russell. He hit it right to Davis, and that will end the inning. 2 hits, no runs. We go to the 3rd, scoreless.
Mesa to place a deposit on season tickets and secure the best seats available. Individual spring training tickets will go on sale in January, so be sure to visit often. Check back Cubs.com/Mesa, and there you'll find the latest updates.
Kyle Hendricks. And this is switch hitting 3rd baseman Luis Sardinas. His 22nd start. He's only 22. Young for his level at every stop along the way. His major league debut at Texas last year, came over in the Giovanni Gallardo deal in January. 1 ball, 1 strike. missed away, 2-1. Zach Greinke had his start scratched tonight. He's got a sore calf. He is expected to make his next turn. Greinke 18-3 with a 165. Trying to hold off Jake Arrieta for the Cy Young. It's going to be a very close race. Full count, 3-2. Hendricks working quickly. And that one in the air. Schwarber on the moves. Got it.
Yeah, if you have a vote for the Cy Young Award this year, I mean, you can really grapple with that thing, and there's any number of ways you can go. Well, there's two ways you can go, possibly three, because Kershaw's having an outstanding year as well. You can build a case for all three of those guys. The work that Arrieta has done over the last 18 starts, his second half ERA, the 9 innings, 8 innings, he's got
no hitter.
Yeah, he's got no hitter. Up until last night, I might have been checking the Greinke box, but right now I'm checking the Arrieta box.
Yeah, it could be a split vote for sure. And season's not over yet. Jake will have 2 more starts Sunday night, and then a week from Friday against these Brewers in Milwaukee. Chris Bryant will get Maldonado. And the pitcher Davies, 8 up, 8 down for Hendricks to start the game, and he needed it. He had a short one his last time out. First time he had ever allowed 3 home runs. That was in Pittsburgh. He got a no decision. Cubs came back and won the game.
Yeah, it's been a bumpy ride for Kyle here in the second half of the season. His last 10 starts, he has a 5.44 ERA, but the team is 8-2 in those 10 starts.
Jumped on Davies, 0-2. Here it is. 1-2. 43rd career start, 30th this season. Hendricks averaging about 5 2/3 per start as he strikes out the pitcher. 1 strikeout per inning. Only 1 ball has left the infield against Hendricks through 3. The lakefront are the Chicago River contact Anita D Yacht Charters. Anita D Yacht Charters specializes in full customizable corporate outings, social events, and weddings aboard their 2 private and exclusive luxury yacht venues. Book today at AnitaD.com. Yeah, they just put this on the big board here. September 23rd, 1986. And 2-hit shutout, striking out the first 8 batters. Some guy named DeGrom tied that record last year, but you have a little bit of an edge, right? Because he faced the pitcher and you faced a pinch hitter.
That's my argument. Yeah, I popped up the pinch hitter and he gave up a knock to the opposing pitcher. So in my little world, I win the tiebreaker.
I think you do. Yeah.
In his little world, he won the Rookie of the Year award last year. So he probably gets the tiebreaker.
That shot we had, are you throwing a curveball?
I don't know what I'm throwing. I never threw a 2-seam fastball, rarely. I don't know what the heck I'm throwing there, to tell you the truth.
A lot of determination on your face, though. Hendricks lines out to a leaping Segura.
I would say this: the picture that they're showing there, that little shot, that's not from that game.
Okay.
That's a heavier, less effective Jim Deshaies. That's probably circa 1990, 1991. Okay. That's a look of fear in those eyes. That's what that is.
One strike on Fowler.
You're getting ready to deliver the ball and you're telling yourself, don't forget to back up third.
Fowler hitting about 230 left-handed, 323 right-handed, but overall 50 points higher on the batting average since the All-Star break. Looked like it could have been a strike, was not called. 1-2. New life for Fowler.
This is a fun game to watch because these pitchers are so similar in style. Davies has got a little tougher lineup to pitch against.
A lot of the Cubs pretty unfamiliar with this right-hander.
First time through, he's got a little bit of an advantage for sure.
Softly rolled to Jeanette, who's had a busy start.
Guys like Davies and Hendricks, because they're not real hard throwers, hitters go up there in swing mode. They feel like, this guy's not going to blow me away. I should be able to do some damage, and that plays to their strength. So you throw the ball kind of where they like it, but not exactly where they like it. Throw it over the plate, but you keep it down around the knees with movement, and you get some quick outs.
Schwarber now with 2 gone. Willie Peralta has some tightness in his oblique. That's the same area caused him to miss 2 months earlier this year, so he's been shut down for the rest of the season. I guess we can use air quotes. It's only a week and a half, but the Brewers will have an all-rookie rotation the rest of the way. A couple more turns through.
And the Reds have had an all-rookie rotation for a while now, so on that final road trip, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, every starting pitcher the Cubs face should be a rookie.
Yep. On a bounce, Segura. And he got him. Cubs go down in order for the second time. These 2 right-handers have been good early.
The 2016 Cubs convention, which will take place January 15th through the 17th at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers. Hotel packages and weekend passes are on sale now. Visit Cubs.com/convention. Get your passes before they sell out.
You know how I know it's the NHL preseason? The Blackhawks are playing in Detroit right now, and those three guys are here. Andrew Desjardins, Brent Seabrook, Duncan Keith. They won in the 3-on-3 overtime last night against the Red Wings. Well, that is going to be
crazy, huh?
Yes. I think there are going to be a lot of first minute of overtime goals. It's one of those things where you have the puck, you better score, because if you miss, it's going to be a 3-on-1 the other direction.
I think the goalies need to unionize, is what I think. What is the deal here?
2-1 on Jeanette. The wind and a pitch. Fouled off, 2-2. Hendricks has sent down the first 9. 3 strikeouts, 1 flyout, and 5 groundouts. We'll do it again.
Kyle, last year he made 13 starts with 7-2 with a 2.46. So ERA is taking a big jump in the wrong direction.
Russell gets Jeanette.
We had to figure there'd be some regression this year, but it's been kind of up and down for him. Really good at times. He's had his struggles. But, you know, he's a solid back of the rotation type guy, and he figures he could settle in and be that guy for a good while. He's very heady, doesn't panic.
Ball 1 on Schaefer.
Left-handed hitters have gotten him a fair bit better this year than last. Batting average by left-handed hitters against them up about 50 points. I think that speaks to just maybe a little inconsistent with the sinker. And then starts where he hasn't had the feel for that pitch. Been up in the zone, gotten hit around a little bit, but when he has it, he can really neutralize left-handed hitters as well as righties.
Line to the shortstop, Russell. Two outs. Here comes Adam Lind. Game-tying home run Monday night. Did not hit the ball out of the infield against Jake Arrieta last night. So I can't add up the amount of minutes I spent here at the ballpark before we went on the air talking baseball with you and Brewers broadcasters and Joe Madden and people in the clubhouse, but let's say totaled 90 minutes. 80 of those 90 minutes were about Jake Arrieta.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. He's dominating the conversation.
Yes. It's just. And after the game, I'm driving home and I'm listening to the Mark Brody WBBM postgame show, and we've got Jake on meeting the media, and he's talking about it was a toss-up in terms of how it might go. Just didn't feel great in the bullpen. I'm thinking, that's just kind of okay, Jake Arrieta?
Well, he might not have felt it in the bullpen, but the stuff once he got to the mound, the game mound, it was typical Arrieta stuff.
Swing and miss on the changeup. Kyle Hendricks perfect through 4 tonight. Cubs will try to get that first run on the board when we return. Northside Data Strong fan, you just might see yourself later in the game. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Kyle Hendricks dealing. 12 up, 12 down. 2 hits, both belonging to the Cubs. Both coming in the second on Zach Davies, but the Cubs failed to score, so it'll be Bryant, Rizzo, and Soler here in the bottom of the 4th.
Chris obviously having a big year. He struggled a little bit in July. Came out of the All-Star break. Was in a bit of a funk. But from August 1st on, he has been outstanding. There's a good changeup from Davies. As in the 6th best on base plus slugging in Major League Baseball since August 1st.
350 in September.
In the National League is OPS trailing only Bryce Harper and Joey Votto since August 1st.
Two and two. Last night, the game-winning 2-run shot in the 3rd. Davies to the plate, inside on Bryant. It's full. Rizzo next. Pirates 2 runs in the 1st inning. Colorado leading 2-0. Pirates' magic number for a playoff clinch is 1. They win, they're in. Wind makes a catch in foul territory. Bryant is out. Here's Rizzo. He grounded at first. His initial at bat. Randall Grichuk, a 2nd inning home run, and the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead over the Reds in the bottom of the 3rd. Jake Peavy, Andrew Cashner later tonight. Giants at the Padres. Oh, 2.
Tell you what, this guy's got an idea out there. Backdoor breaker to get started. 2-seam front hip fastball for strike 2. He works quickly.
I mean, not to sound flippant, but when you look at his physique and you see his stuff, you got to know what you're doing out there, right? To be at this level.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if you're maxing out at 88, 89, it's got to be all about pitchability.
Doesn't seem to be any funk in that delivery. Not like he's really tricking anybody. Crowded in both dugouts. You better like your teammates in September. 1-2.
Yeah. The cry is usually, hey, rookies, double up. A lot of times rookies are double up. Guys would be sharing lockers.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Davies. Here's Soler. He's singled in the 2nd.
Very good run on the 2-seam fastball. Movement, location, change of speed. Both these guys here tonight really on top of it. This is his 5th big league start, previous 4 alternating good and bad. His best at Miami, his 2nd start, and he went 7 innings, allowed just 1 run.
1-2.
It's almost like a David and Goliath matchup.
With
a physical specimen that's Solaris.
Yeah, I mean, he's standing on the mound, and he looks like he's 4 feet shorter. Well, he hasn't pitched that way, has he? Nothing after 4.
The best matchups in baseball. Reserve your place in line for history in the making. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list.
Kyle Hendricks back to work. 5th inning. Davis, Santana, and Segura for Milwaukee. Cubs trying to beat them for the 10th straight time. Milwaukee won 4 of the first 6 in this season series. They have not lost 10 in a row to any opponent since the late 80s.
Hendricks with just 49 pitches made. Beautiful night to pitch, cool and crisp.
Two hits, including a home run in the series for Davis. Only Carlos Gonzalez has more home runs in the National League since the All-Star break than Davis, who has 17. Cargo with 24 second half homers. Two changeup, and he got him. Bottom fell out.
Professor putting on a clinic here tonight. There's the Empire State Building in New York in honor of Yogi Berra. They've got it lit up in pinstripes tonight. Don Mattingly normally wears a pullover when he manages. He's not going to wear it tonight, so number 8 in honor of Yogi will be exposed.
Love it. Santana takes ball 1. Cubs are 21-5 over their last 26 games here. Trying to sweep the Brewers before that big series against the Pirates starts on Friday. And it'll be Garrett Cole and John Lester in the opener. Francisco Liriano, Jason Hamill on Saturday. And then the Sunday night matchup, A.J. Burnett, Jake Arrieta. Makeup game against the Royals Monday night. And then that final road trip, 3 in Cincy, 3 in Milwaukee. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Kyle Hendricks, 2 outs here in the 5th. Will face Segura.
Santana, a young kid with a lot of power, but really struggles with breaking stuff. And Hendricks, you know, he throws more. You know, his curveball is more of a get-over pitch early in counts. He likes to throw his changeup as a put-away pitch. So that cut changeup is what he used to get Santana. But man, he is in a tremendous rhythm. Makes the pitch right back on the rubber, gets the sign. Here he goes. Every pitch with a purpose, and every pitch placed pretty much right where he wants it.
Toward left. Russell, the throw to first, not in time. Segura runs well. Perfect game bid has been broken up with 2 outs in the 5th. And a nice hand from the fans after Hendricks retired the first 14.
Got his ground ball, but Segura hit it in the hole and able to beat the throw. So the Brewers have 4 hits now, last night and tonight, 3 of them on the infield.
Sardinas flying to left in the 3rd.
Does he make our all-fish team? Is it close enough?
Yes.
Put him on there with Kevin Bass and Steve Trout and company.
Tim Salmon. Catfish Hunter.
Lip Pike.
Randy Perch. Oh, it was Lurch.
I like it. I like when you have to reach a little bit.
Mike Carp.
Denny Walleye.
Rich Johnson, does Gil Hodges count? I like it.
Absolutely. He's going to manage that club. Hey, got me going back to another Yogi memory when he did the bit on SNL when it was Smelt Night at the ballpark.
Played in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking about how small Davies is. This kid isn't very big either.
There goes Segura, and he is in with his 25th stolen base.
Brewers having a hard time scoring runs, so Craig Counsell's trying to shake things up a little bit. Why not? Not a lot of firepower in this lineup. You got to find a way to create. Segura, a good candidate. He was 24 out of 30 before stealing here.
It could be a big stolen base. Base hit here to the outfield would give the Brewers the lead, and that looks like it might happen, although Schwarber's already up with it. Here comes the throw. Safe. Segura got in, and it's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Again, Cedar was throwing up a stop sign for Segura, and he ran right through it. Just punched under the glove of Bryant. Kind of dance around Chris as he's laid out trying to make the play. Now I guess he was sending him. I thought he would have a stop sign up.
Soler comes in and makes the play. We have Marlon Bird, Preacher Row. Some other good notes on Twitter for our all-fish team. It is 1-0 Brewers. Support Cubs charities by being part of our holiday tradition. Purchase your limited edition Chicago Cubs home and away Christopher Radko glass ornament. Ornaments are $60. All proceeds will benefit Cubs charities. Visit Cubs.com/ornament for more information. Zach Davies has a 1-0 lead as he faces Miguel Montero, bottom of the 5th. Luis Sardinas with an RBI single on the top of this inning. Fouled off. There's a Brewer fan who tweeted at Tom Hagercourt, the fine beat writer, and he retweeted it. He said Davies looks like Craig Counsell's younger brother and David Stern's older brother. He's the new general manager, age 30, of the Milwaukee Brewers. Craig's about my age, 44, 45. He's always had that youthful look.
Montero struck out on a changeup last time. Davies tried it again there. Miggy Wise to it, able to lay off.
Two. Is outside. Full count. Ball four. It's his first walk. First walk taken by either team, in fact.
Decision facing Joe Madden at some point in this AB may be whether to send Montero or not and try to stay out of a double play. All the ground balls that this kid induces. Of course, Baez swings and misses a fair bit too.
Shows bunt and takes a strike.
And bunting for a hit, not a bad idea actually in this situation. Jeanette playing the pull close to second base. He pushed one out there, get it past Davies and get himself a knock.
Matt Holliday getting a start tonight for the Cardinals, his first since coming back from the DL. They lead the Reds 4-0 in the fourth inning.
Who's going for them tonight?
It is Brandon Finnegan for the Reds and Lance Lynn for the Cardinals.
Lackey was good last night for the Cardinals.
Shallow center and caught by Jeanette. Throw back to first is late.
Jeanette was able to run that one down because he was playing Baez to pull, so he had a little bit of a head start, but still an impressive play. Great concentration. You're never sure exactly where the outfielder is on a ball like this. And we've seen a couple of them drop in. He took one peek before committing and making the catch. There's been a couple balls drop in between the infielders and the outfielders in this series, and you get the sense that Jeanette was not going to let it happen again. Davies doing his part, coming in to cover second base.
Facing Russell. Swing and a miss. Big series in Toronto this week, and the Jays lead the Yankees 1-0 as they go to the seventh.
Marcus Stroman got the start for Toronto tonight.
Jays with a 2.5 game lead.
6 shutout for Stroman. And Nova 5 2/3 a one-run ball for the Yankees.
Top to third. Sardinius charges and he gets Russell. Montero now at second with 2 outs and the pitcher Hendricks coming up. Now 3 out of 57 so far this year. Chops to Jeanette. Will end the inning. 5 in the books. It's Milwaukee 1 and the Cubs 0.
TV before Chicago kicks off this week against Seattle. Join Chris Bowden, former Bears Lance Briggs, Jim Miller, and Dan Jiggets for Bears Pregame Live, presented by Meyer. Then after the game, flip back to CSN for player and coach reaction on Bears Postgame Live, presented by Nissan. It all begins Sunday at 2 on CSN Chicago.
Pitchers have dominated the story tonight. Our first look at Zach Davies, and he's been impressive. Kyle Hendricks finds himself trailing, and he had a perfect game into the 5th. For 9 to start his major league career. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So at least one strikeout in every inning for Hendricks. That's 7.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing about Kyle this year. We talked about his ERA being up significantly over last year. His strikeout rate is actually up. Getting more strikeouts. And walk rate up a little bit.
AT&T U-verse multi-view. Not a big margin for error to this point. As Hendricks faces this order now, 3rd time through. Swing and a miss. And a fastball to Jeanette. 3-run homer by Neil Walker, and the Pirates up big in the 3rd inning. It's 5-0 in Colorado. Walker, by the way, is 2 for 2 with all 5 RBIs for the Pirates. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 8 for Hendricks.
Waving at the changeup. Down goes Jeanette. It's game 3 of a 4-game series out in Colorado for the Pirates. They'll play tomorrow afternoon in the finale. The changeup fading away.
Ball 1 to Schaefer. Pretty well to right. Soler, though, has it right on the edge of the warning track.
Hey, outfielder got the play.
Yeah. Bottom 6, still 1-0. Brewers. love Yogi jumping into Larson's arms after the perfect game. You see the Yanks have number 8 on their sleeve for Yogi. Ball 1 on Dexter Fowler. Yogi Berra, a 15-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP, 10 World Series titles as a player with the Yanks. Went into the Hall of Fame in 1972. Wrote a letter to Johnny Bench when Bench broke his home run record for catchers, and in the first paragraph of the letter he said, "I knew the record would stand until it was broken."
Oftentimes a lot of sense in some of his malaprops.
Deep to right, Santana on the track, and he's got it right next to the 368 sign. Fowler bidding to tie it, came up just a little short.
Third time through the batting order here, maybe they'll get a better feel for it. Davies Fowler certainly did after grounding out twice. He got one airborne with authority, just didn't get quite enough of it.
In theory, there is no difference between theory and practice. In practice, there is.
That's no way that's a Yogiism.
Even Napoleon had his Watergate.
I've heard of that one.
So I'm ugly, so what? I never saw anyone hit with his face. And you mentioned the best one. For me, I didn't really say everything I said.
Well, and the other, like I said, some of them made some sense if you think about them, like the talking about that restaurant, and he said nobody goes there anymore, it's too crowded.
Right.
You know, if you think that one through, okay, I get it.
Get to a fork in the road, take it. Later did the Aflac commercials. They'll give you money, which is just as good as cash.
You'd ask him what time it was, and he'd go, "You mean now?"
Why do I have a feeling Stephen Wright, the comedian, is
inspired by
Yogi? Called strike 3 to get Schwarber. 2 down here in the 6th, and it's Bryant for the 3rd time.
This kid, his nickname was Lottie. Lawrence Peter Barron. Kids called him Lottie, and then later on, one of his buddies thought he looked like a yogi, an Indian guru kind of snake charmer type guy. Yeah, that's how he got Yogi.
Yeah, later the cartoon character Yogi Bear was named after Yogi Berra. Change up, and I guess low. Ball 1. Very good friends with Joe Garagiola growing up in St. Louis. Swing and a miss.
And that changeup is good. Like a styrofoam cup just floating up there.
On the ground right to Segura to end the inning. That'll take us to the 7th. Zach Davies. Wow. 1-0 Milwaukee. purchase 2015 Cubs postseason tickets for games played at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more. The Cubs will conduct random drawings from among eligible fans who successfully complete the registration form. And we want to welcome all our viewers watching on Time Warner Cable in Kenosha, Wisconsin tonight. Darnell Autry and Mike Hall. It's a salute to the Big Ten here at the ballpark tonight. Autry, former Northwestern running back. Mike Hall, Big Ten network analyst / host.
Hendricks has gotten the jump on most hitters here tonight. Understandable that he'd be a little cautious with Lynn. Down a run already, getting into the later stages of this ball game.
Two 1. Sent deep to left. Schwarber's back. And it's out of the vines. He just missed a home run. It's a double for Lynn.
Good power the other way. Schwarber gets turned around a little bit out there in the well area.
I think the wind was also pushing it.
Yeah, and it's got some slice spin, and the wind carries it all the way to the wall, and now Hendricks has to work around this leadoff double.
Davis lines. Soler will cut it off. Lynn will score. It's a long single for Chris Davis, and it's 2-0 Milwaukee.
One heck of a swing there by Chris Davis. He's got home run power, but he was committed to hitting this ball the other way. But he didn't just want to punch it on the ground. He's trying to drive it the other way. See how he locks down that front side, just uses his hands. He's thinking right field the whole way. Good approach, and he's rewarded with an RBI single.
That will end the night of Kyle Hendricks. He was really good tonight. Retired the first 14 he faced, but he will lead trailing 2-0. Justin Grimm coming on when we return. A run in, 1 on, nobody out, 2-0 Brewers.
It's kind of ironic. We talked about that run that Kyle has been on, that he hasn't been at his best, but the Cubs have been winning tonight. He was About as good as we've seen him, but he's on the wrong side of the ledger right now. Justin Grimm comes on for the 59th time.
Jason Santana. Davis the runner at first. One ball, no strikes. Brewers have converted on their chances, 2 for 3 with men in scoring position. The Cubs have only had 2 at bats with runners in scoring position, 0 for 2.
It's going to be a little different look for Paul Nauert, the home plate umpire. You've seen all these sinkers and changeups tonight, and now Grimm comes into the ball game throwing 95, and Nauert wouldn't give him that pitch at the top of the zone.
Davis took off. Santana fouled. Guerrero, the first base coach. We meet Ed Cedar along with Chris Davis. Here's a pitch. Bounced foul. 3-2.
Yeah, I think he's running here because Craig Counsell's probably anticipating curveball. And he's probably hoping that if Grimm throws a fastball, Santana will be able to put it in play.
There goes Davis, ball 4.
Santana, he gets pitched this way a lot. He's been pitched that way by the Cubs in this series. Breaking balls, the out pitch for him, and this time he was able to check himself and take the walk. Double crossing the scouting report.
Segura, infield hit. It was the first Milwaukee base runner. Came with 2 outs in the 5th. He stole second, scored on the Sardinius single.
Segura runs well, but he's a double play candidate. He hits it on the ground a lot.
We'll see some more action in the bullpen. Neil Ramirez. One and two. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the first out. Switch hitting Sardinias. Go ahead RBI single in the 5th. In the 9th in New York, the Braves and the Mets are tied at 3-3. Bartolo Colon went into the 7th tonight. Daniel Murphy with his 13th home run for New York. Ball 1. On the way off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
Ramirez now joined by Roscup, and Grimm about to be joined by Bosio and Montero. So a little chat and buying a little time for the boys down in the bullpen to get it cranked up here.
This area of the ball game looms really large once you get into October. Think about some of the teams we've seen do well in the postseason. Obviously the Royals last year, and we mentioned last night they made a change in the closer's role. Greg Holland dealing with elbow issues, so Wade Davis has taken over as their closer. Man, they made those 6-inning games, right? You didn't have a lead into the 7th. You were pretty much toast.
It's an arms race. Everybody looking for those power arms that they can run out in the 7th, 8th, and 9th and just shut you down. Ball loose in the Cub bullpen. Now they're going to call time.
A lot of the conversation, and rightly so, about the Cubs starting rotation depth behind Arrieta and Lester, but I think just as important will be the bullpen.
Yeah, and it can be a bit of a crapshoot. Bullpens, bullpen guys tend to run hot and cold. We've seen it here with this Cub group. Lately, they've been really good. Overall, for the year, they've been a solid unit. They've had their down turns. .67 ERA over the last 9 ball games for the Cubs bullpen.
3-0. Ball 4 to Loda. So there's been one of Grimm's issues here lately. Walks. He has walked 2 of the 3 batters he's faced.
Yeah, well, late inning relief, it's these quote unquote high leverage situations. When you fail, it's a punch to the gut. And so you have to have the ability to turn the page. So what you'll see sometimes is guys will be rolling along, outing after outing after outing, and then they'll have one get away from them, and then that one will lead to a series of tough outings. A lot of times it's because guys are just hesitant to throw the ball over the plate.
It's 9 walks now over his last 12 appearances, including tonight. 1 strike to Maldonado. Double play depth all around as Grimm tries to get out of this inning. 0-2. Got the pitcher Davies on deck. Fired up a gem tonight through 6. 2-hit shutout. In the air, Schwarber in left center. Can't. Oh, he got it! And the flip to Fowler. Wow, Kyle Schwarber. I don't know how he caught it.
Well, yeah, it didn't look like he was going to get there, and just at the last, he was able to reach out and snare it. I was fearful he was going to go head first into the brick wall, and then resourceful here. He rolls over and flips glove and ball in the general direction of Fowler. And how that ball ends up right at Dexter Fowler, I'll never know. Watch this. He's just going to fling everything. Here's the whole kit heading your way, big guy. The glove goes one direction, and the ball goes right to Dexter.
So it's a sac fly for Maldonado. Runners at first and third. It's 3-0. That was insane.
Yeah. I'm not sure it was the right thing to do, but it worked out okay. I don't know if that back runner would have had a chance to score had he just pulled the ball out of his glove and flipped it to Dexter. I mean, I like the idea of getting rid of the ball. I don't know if flipping the ball in the glove all at once was a good idea.
So Davis in on the sac fly by Maldonado, and Jason Rogers will bat for Davies.
And I think Justin and Miguel had just decided that Maldonado wasn't going to be able to catch up to the heater, and he got to 96. So they had him set up, just couldn't finish him off.
Davies will exit. Right now with a 3-0 lead, and Rogers trying to add to that.
He's got math homework he's got to get done. That's why counsel pulled him.
Can't imagine Joe Nuxhall looked younger when he made his major league debut at 15.
Well, yeah, Nuxie was such a big guy. Davis got that baby face plus the frail in terms of the physicality, $155. But he can pitch. He dialed up a dandy here tonight. The Cubs a significant hill to climb now. Brewers pressing for more here in the 7th. Rogers has power. Also has a hitter's count.
Another walk. That'll be it for Grimm. Jeanette due, so guessing Ross Cup it is, the lefty. Tough go for Grimm tonight. With 2 runs in, bases loaded yet again here in the 7th, and we'll be right back. Face Scooter Jeanette. It'll be Hernan Perez instead, right-handed hitter. And we're in September, so every move you make, there's a counter move ready.
If the hitting team wants it, they can have the platoon advantage pretty much any time they want. Ross Cup for the 33rd time, 2-1, 4.56 the ERA.
RBI single by Davis, sac fly by Maldonado, and a great running grab by Kyle Schwarber. That thing had dropped. It'd be about 5-0 at this point. On the outside corner for a strike. So Perez is a starter in the first 2 games at third base. Pinch hitting tonight here in the 7th.
This Cup can beat you up in the zone with a 4-seam fastball. Has really good carry, good late life on his elevated fastball, and then that sharp slurvy breaking ball. He likes to go down and in against a right-handed hitter with that pitch. Kind of like that.
Yep. Good timing. 1-2.
Certainly has outstanding stuff. Command can be an issue. Times we've seen him really good, and other times we've seen him struggle with his control. Still doesn't have a lot of experience. Certainly worth keeping an eye on for the future.
Left arm of Paul Mallard.
See if they elevate with the heater after going back-to-back breakers.
It was a fastball. 1-2 still on Perez. Schaefer on deck. The third. Tricky hop there. Bryant beats Sardinius to third to end the inning. Stretch time.
Yes, conductors, for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Yes, a Big Ten night. Darnell Autry and Michael.
All right, Cubs fans, be loud here. Let them hear you all the way in Milwaukee. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for his root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. And let's get some runs!
is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. Visit Cubs.com/authentics to bid on weekly auction items and to pre-order game-used bases and baseballs. The Cubs will donate net proceeds to Cubs charities.
So Paris stays in and plays third. Sardinius will go over to second. Zach Davies, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, 4 punch-outs. And the 0-1 from Will Smith is a strike on a heater to Rizzo, 0-2.
Pretty impressive stuff from Davies, a 22-year-old kid, 5th big league start, first ever here at Wrigley Field. Kid really stood tall tonight. And here comes the lefty Will Smith. Cubs got to chip away now, or blast away, whatever works. This guy, big strikeout numbers. 83 punch-outs, 58 2/3.
Rizzo stays alive. Paid crowd 37,559. On the hands, and Rizzo fouls.
Tough luck for Kyle Hendricks tonight. He pitched a beautiful game. He allowed 4 base runners, 3 of them scored. That's just, bad timing, I guess. They were able to, can't really say bunch their hits, but put a couple of hits together around a stolen base to get that first run. Then Grimm wasn't able to bail him out in the 7th after he left 2 on.
How about this battle? 8 pitches and counting. And it started 0-2. He has had a few pitches to hit here. Still 2-2.
Anthony 3 out of 7 with a home run against the Fresh Prince.
On the ground, Sardinius has made the move from third to second, and he makes the play. In his glove side range. 1 out. Soler drills one deep and gone. 3rd homers. It's coming off the DL, and the Cubs are on the board, 3-1.
He had the first hit of the night for the Cubs, a ground ball base hit out into center field. Now he puts him on the board with one swing of the bat. Ford home run replay, number 10 for Soler. An improved launch angle, perhaps?
Getting a little lift on those liners. He's got his 10th. And Starlin Castro will bat for Montero against the lefty.
Castro has really been punishing the baseball of late. How about the September numbers for Starlin Castro?
Yeah, he'll get Player of the Month votes. I've looked around to see what some other guys are doing.
Harper's tearing it up.
Figures. Way to go, Bryce. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, he's got an OPS of 1537. Yeah. Castro 1222.
Among players with at least 50 plate appearances this month, Castro's leading the way with a .438 batting average.
Easy fly out toward Schaefer, and he's got it. 2 outs.
Castro, Bryant, Rizzo all in the top 15 in OPS here in September. There's power up and down this Cub lineup now, so they can strike quickly. They're capable of coming back late.
Have 9 different players with at least 10 home runs. From the top, Rizzo, Bryant, Fowler, Coghlan, Schwarber, Montero, Russell, Castro, and Soler. All with at least 10. After that is 2. Northia, Herrera, and Wellington Castillo before he got traded, all with 2 home runs. Blue Jays shut out the Yankees 4-0. Magic number in the American League East is 8. They have a 3.5 game lead over New York. Swings and misses and didn't realize the ball got away. And he's walking toward the dugout. And now automatically called out. Soler with a homer to get the Cubs on the board. And it's now a 3-1 ball game as we go to the 8th. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Northside Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Changes. Bryant from third to left. Castro stays in, plays second, then moves Baez to third, and Schwarber will catch. Logan Schaefer, first pitch swinging on Ross Cup, and Bryant makes the grab and left. Lind with a double and a run in the 7th. Probably the last batter for Ross Cup. Ramirez is ready in the bullpen, and Chris Davis is on deck.
Not been many hard hit balls by either club in this ball game. Lind had one of them, the leadoff double last inning to the wall and left.
Lind, a Midwesterner, is from Anderson, Indiana. To the University of South Alabama, third round pick of the Jays in 04. South Alabama has been a really good program, hasn't it? Think about the guys that come out of that school. Luis Gonzalez, Juan Pierre, Lance Johnson, John Lieber, Marlon Anderson, David Freese, Adam Lind. Long list. Big league players. Did he go? No. He held. Says Toby Basner. Russell for out number 2. And that will be it for Ross Cup. His 3 batters got 3 outs. Here's Neil Ramirez when we return. 3-1 Milwaukee. Get a customized photo of the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, baby stocking cap, and a Rookie of the Year onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids today.
Some kids catching some Z's here at the ballpark. Not that one. She's ready to go. Waiting for a comeback. Neil Ramirez has come back from an abdominal injury. Pitched 2 times since being reinstated, and he's thrown the ball well. Both against the Cardinals in the recent series. 1 inning each time, a couple of punch outs in each of those outings.
Ball 1 on Davis. RBI single in the 7th. Drive out into right center, and Fowler right in front of Soler to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th, Cubs down 2, 3-1. part of a double switch. Chris Davis is out. Jeremy Jeffress will take over on the mound.
Jeffress gets the 8th inning here. He's pretty solid for the Brewers this year. 5-0 with a 2.61 ERA. Hard thrower, mid to upper 90s fastball, curveball, and once in a great while a changeup. But you're going to see 2-seam and 4-seam fastballs and curveballs mostly from Jeffress.
Tommy La Stella for Addison Russell. One ball, no strikes. Chris Coghlan on deck in Hendrick's spot, or the pitcher spot, I should say. Ramirez.
Walk works just fine here. Down 2, need traffic. Estella as a pinch hitter has been really good.
Really good.
5 out of 9.
Out of play, 2-1.
He's probably cost himself some starts because he's been so good off the bench.
Cahill up in the Cubs bullpen.
Talked earlier about the value of having to shut down relievers late. So obviously it's valuable to be able to counter that, and Estella has that skill set.
3-1. Yeah, I hate to admit I was purposefully bad at doing the dishes when I was about 13, so I wouldn't be asked to do it a lot.
Never mind, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, you don't want to be bad at pinch hitting.
So somebody might say, well, if he's a good pinch hitter, then isn't he not just a good hitter? And wouldn't you want to have him in there for the whole game? And at times, absolutely yes. But you value that guy that you can pinpoint a key situation for. It can give you a really competitive at bat against a guy who's throwing 98 miles an hour.
There it is, base hit. Tommy La Stella's aboard. Tying run will come to the plate.
Making a 600 hitter in the pinch. And it wasn't 98, it was only 97. So that's a great example. You see the movement, the run on the 2-seam fastball. Doesn't try to pull it, just pings it the other way.
Chris Coghlan. Yeah, so basically 8 and 9 in the order, and it's late, but you go to Stella, Coghlan, and then back to Fowler, Schwarber, Bryant.
Yeah,
not bad. Should be 2, will be 2.
A little misfortune there. That ball pretty well struck by Coghlan, but turned into an easy double play. Ground ball with pace into Sardinius.
Fowler will try to start a 2-out rally. Strike 1. Well, if the Cubs get the lead or even tie it, we could see Rondon. Nationals lost. The Mets lost as well. So New York's lead stays at 6.5. Magic numbers at 5 for the Mets. Two and one to Fowler. The kick, the pitch, ground ball toward the middle. Segura for the out. We'll go to the 9th inning. Brewers trying to avoid the sweep, and they lead late 3-1.
It's all part of the hunt for October, presented by Feldco. Tonight after the game on Sportsnet Central. At the Ivy, you've got the marquee. Luke's going to take you on a tour of the scoreboard.
What changes? Bryant to center. Coughlin now in left. Stella at third.
Coughlin's in left. Where's Javi? Short. Okay. Cahill's going to pitch. Been throwing the ball well lately. You look at his numbers for the season with both the Braves and the Cubs. Got a lot of big league time this year. Just 38 2/3 innings. Good in that long roll. Part of that bullpen by committee. Playing Richard and Travis Wood.
Yeah, he's making a strong bid for the playoff roster for sure. One strike on Santana.
We talk about how much this game is a game of what have you done for me lately, but when you start to put together a postseason roster, it's more about what can you do for me going forward. Sometimes guys that have been contributors, have been there all year long, are left off that playoff roster for one reason or another. They're struggling a little bit at the time, or as the manager views how he's going to play it in the postseason. He needs a little more of this and a little less of that.
Ball 4. walk. Jake Arrieta's spot on the postseason roster is pretty secure, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't know. He's got to show me something between now and the end of the year. Yeah, I would say, despite the year Greinke's having, despite the resume that Clayton Kershaw has, if you were to pull would-be opponents in the NL in the postseason, that would be the guy. That man right there would be the guy that would keep them up at night.
Runner goes. Cahill will only have first, and it gets Segura. Slip there by Santana, top of second base. So the good news is the Cubs are in good shape. Even if they don't come back in the ninth, and they very well could, they're only down 2 runs. They still have a very healthy lead in the division, or in the wild card race. The bad news tonight is the Pirates are winning 7-2, leading in the 5th, and the Cardinals have a 9-1 lead over the Reds. Joe's going to go with his closer, Hector Rondon, with the team down 2 here in the 9th. Cardinals, 11 to go for everybody. Cardinals will host the Brewers 4-game series starting tomorrow night in St. Louis.
Well, Rondon on for the 69th time, 1.75 ERA. He's had a couple of days off. Cubs within striking distance, so Joe decides to use him here with an off day tomorrow. RBI single in the 5th for Sardinius, and a keep the line moving walk in the 7th.
sure out. Santana's at third, 2 outs in the inning. Martin Maldonado has caught this whole series. Jonathan Lucroy took some ground balls at first base before the game tonight, coming back from a concussion. Base hit left field. Here comes Santana, and it's 4-1. Run will be charged to Cahill.
Brewers have had some clutch at bats here tonight.
First trip to the plate for Shane Peterson came into play left in the 8th. Ground ball, base hit. Maldonado on his way to third. Bryant's throw will be cut off by Baez. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
There were 3 walks in the 2-run 7th. A leadoff walk here in the 9th. Santana, he came around to score. Appeal second base here. Rondon could he have had a play on Santana at third base on that comebacker? Could have. Probably did. Also a play where he could have airmailed the ball into the stands. You know, when you these late inning guys, when they're out there, they're all amped up. There's a lot of adrenaline pumping, a lot of energy, and sometimes you just ask him to make the routine play. Judge that he got the inside corner of the bag.
Well, and you're also facing Maldonado hitless in the series, under 200 for the year. Making chances to get him out. Instead, an RBI single. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peterson runs. Perez strikes out to end the inning. Could be a key insurance run, however. It's 4-1 as Frankie Rodriguez coming on. Admission to theme parks, accommodations on site, and an invite to attend the grand opening of Universal's newest dining experience, NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Enter for your chance to win at csnchicago.com/Universal now through October 2nd.
Francisco Rodriguez is the closer for the Brewers, and he has successfully converted 34 of 36 save opportunities this year. The league hitting 193 against him. He's struck out 5 for every man he has walked. Funky delivery, really good off-speed stuff.
Schwarber will lead it off. Cubs are down 3, but they've got Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo, Soler due up. Castro also. A couple of guys get on. Fouled off. Rodriguez in the top 7 all-time in saves, looking for number 383. He's 8 back of Dennis Eckersley for 6th. Bunted foul by Schwarber. Not a bad idea. We need base runners here.
No, a real good idea, and it's a good way to stay on that changeup that he throws too. And they had the shift on for him. If it's fair, he's safe.
Rodriguez leads our ball club with a 2.39 earned run average. Would be his 7th 35 save season if he gets it tonight. An all-star this year for the 6th time. And he got him. One out. Here's Bryant. So Schwarber started the game in left, now catching. Bryant has gone from third to left to center. Baez second to third to short. Cubs showing off their defensive versatility tonight.
The big keys for the Brewers tonight. They've completely shut down the top 4 in the Cub batting order. 0 for 14 without a reach.
Congrats to Robbie Cano. What do you know? His 2000th career hit tonight. Seattle with a 3-2 lead at Kansas City. Knocked down by Perez. Bryant is out. Nice recovery by Hernan Perez. That ball was hit really hard by Bryant. Chris thinks he's safe. I think they got him, but we'll take another look.
Yeah, and Joe's going to ask for them to review it here. Perez hanging in there, knocking that ball down, and then goes into scramble mode.
Ooh, he might have beaten it.
Long legs reaching at the wire. It is bang, bang close.
Watching it in real time, I thought they had him, but I'm not so sure now. There is no such thing as tie goes to the runner.
So far, I haven't seen a conclusive look one way or the other. And if that's what the umpires see, obviously they're going to call out because that's what they called it originally.
It's going to stand at the very least, and it does. He's out. Did not take them very long. Forsyth technology replay review. And again, a quick one. 2 outs. Now Rizzo. It is confirmed. Stands mean they don't have conclusive evidence to overturn. Confirmed means they got the original call correct. All right, so the top 4 hitters in the Cubs order tonight. 0 for 15. Nobody has reached base among the top 4 hitters. Is it fair to say that is an extremely rare occurrence this year?
It is very fair to say that.
For this team? Cubs were no hit against Cole Hamels, but they haven't had too many nights quite like this here lately. 4 hits and 1 run. It's late July. They put up 6 runs per game here at Wrigley Field. Perez over near the wall, and he's got it, and that'll do it. So the Brewers avoid the sweep, and they end a 9-game losing streak against the Cubs.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to win every night. Sometimes, like in hockey, you talk about running into a hot goalie. Sometimes you're on into a hot pitcher, and even though we didn't know a whole lot about Zach Davies, and he didn't have great numbers in his first 4 major league starts, he was very good here tonight. Kyle Hendricks was outstanding as well. Really a well-pitched ball game. Both the starters keeping the ball on the ground, very efficient. But at the end of the day, the Brewers able to come through with some clutch hits where the Cubs could not.
Time for our Benny's Beverage Depot toast of the game, and we're going to give it to Zach Davies, 22-year-old right-hander. He picks up his 2nd major league win.
Yeah, that changeup that you just saw there to strike out Montero, such a big weapon for him that made the fastball a little bit better. And he threw that changeup to both sides of the plate against both right and left-handed hitters. He picks up his 2nd major league win with that effort here tonight.
All right, JD, would you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Enjoy your off day tomorrow.
I will.
Okay.
See if I can watch a ball game somewhere.
That sounds good. Final score tonight: Brewers 4 and the Cubs 1. We are back on Comcast Sportsnet. Monday night makeup game, 7 o'clock Central Time. Pregame coverage at 6:30. Royals and Cubs here on CSN. Stay tuned now. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live is next.